Okay, before I kind of go pick from my own questions, I just wanted to open this up to the first years because that's what it all is all about. So if any of you have a question, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or just throw it in the chat. I'll give it a few seconds. Jen is wondering, for those of you who changed your mind about you wanted to pursue, what was the aha moment that changed your mind?
Yeah, I can talk to it. Just because you've sort of chosen media as something that you're doing in your undergrad, for me doesn't mean that I stopped doing or pursuing my other passions. For example, theater, and like actually playing sports. I find the best students are well-rounded in that they're doing stuff outside of their classes.
Just because you have one passion or two passions doesn't mean that whatever you're studying in school is going to restrict you from whatever it is that you're actually passionate about. And little do you know, your passion along with what you're studying may come to join towards the end of the path.
I think that it's actually a lot more common than you think to change your mind. Just especially in first year, you're exposed to a bunch of different things. So like maybe you thought you wanted to go into video, and then you find out you really enjoy doing stuff in After Effects. You just have to be able to have an open mind, I think, in first year.
And I was the type of person that came in not wanting to touch a camera, not wanting to touch any technical equipment. So when I got into one of the camera classes in first year, I realized that even though I suck at handling technology, I'm actually really good at paperwork. So that kind of put me on more of a business trajectory for the rest of my degree. And now here I am producing for practicum.
Because I saw another question in the chat about how do you make friends and how we made friends over the years. And usually what ended up happening in my experience was I would start choosing courses based on which of my friends were taking them and what I was really interested in. So if I was really interested in a course and I didn't have any friends taking it, but I was so interested that I still want to take it, I'd take it. But some of the best advice I ever got from a teacher was to create camaraderies in different courses so that no matter what, you will enjoy going to that class, enjoy working in that class.
Does anyone else want to touch on like how they were able to make friends over the years? Because I think that's something that is a big concern for people going to first year.
One of the best ways to make friends really is and it's everybody tells you this, just talk to people. Like, you're in an environment in RTA now where everybody you're going to meet is interested in similar things to you.
RTA is so small, even if you feel like you don't have any friends, you're going to know absolutely everyone in this program.
I know that we can't be in physical spaces together right now, but hopefully in the coming years when you can be, you'll notice that there are a lot of different places where you can meet people. For example, with new media, you can hang out in the makerspace. I know that the RTA lounge is a big place that a lot of people hang out, or a lot of opportunities to make friends and get to know people while being at school.
I guess you can't do it virtually, but I'm not actually a good person trying to make friends. I'm a very social person, guys. I know you know that, but that's why I started working at the EDC, because I had to force myself to be at the RCC every single day, seeing your beautiful faces, keeping up with everything that you do because I truly cared. But when I saw you, I was like, yo, that project you're working on, that's cool, because it was like kind of a weird forced setting. Guys, the first years, EDC, it's the Equipment Distribution Center. You won't be able to go to it this year, but maybe in second or third year you will. And working there was honestly like the best decision I've ever made.
You had an opportunity like outside of Ryerson or outside of your classes, but it was conflicting with your school or with your classes or anything like that.
The opportunity, take it.
Did you go for it?
Yes, absolutely.
Take it.
Yeah, I love that question so much, because there are some times when you're like, I have a big project due or I have something else due. Like, don't abandon your group members, obviously. You talk to your professors in advance. Like, I took 3 weeks off of school last year just because I got an opportunity to work in like kids TV. It's like the best decision I made because it's already given me like internship opportunities, like potential jobs after I've graduated. And if I was like, no, I'm worried about school, I'm worried about like getting a lower mark in my open or liberal course, then I would be wasting my time in university.
Find yourself is that the profs that you're working with, the profs that are teaching you, they're in the industry as well, you know. So they're also trying to get other jobs. They're also actively working on gigs. So they understand if you have to miss a lecture or a test or this or that.
But we have a question about practicum. And so I'd like to answer this question and maybe go into a greater discussion about practicum and thesis if that is interesting to you all speakers. So the question is, are the programs designed solely to lead up to practicum? Is that the main point of reference for what you're working towards in your program?
I think that it seriously depends on the person, as well as, I don't want to say the whole program, but it does sort of change program to program. I know the programs aren't solely meant to lead up to practicum, but they can if you want them to be.
The course structure is to put you into the practicum class in your final year. But you have the option to not do that. There are plenty of other options within courses and extracurricular activities that you can go and fulfill. And the truth of it is, everybody who is an admin in RT knows it's a creative program. So if you have an alternative idea or something that doesn't seem like it fits the academic structure, email the course administrators and say, can I do this?
When did you have the most sleepless nights?
Stop glamorizing all-nighters, okay?
Yes.
Please, because no. No.
So this is perfect. Preach. Do that. Don't glamorize all-nighters.
It's like, I get hard work is awesome, but not at the stake of your health.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I think we can all say and probably agree that just that, like, if you just plan accordingly, you can probably avoid any kind of late nights that you might have. Another question was, what was the hardest aspect to navigate or get the hang of through your years in RTA?
Honestly, I would say the electives. Anything that isn't RTA.
For me, I'd say when I see people within RTA that are very prominent in being, I don't know, on set all the time, where they're getting these opportunities, or especially this last semester when I heard everyone was getting internships and I still didn't find one. I beat myself up a lot of the time, 'cause who I am. It's like, I'm so crazy about always like planning, like what's my next step, like what's my next goal, like this and that. It's good because it'll push you, hopefully it'll push you as a person to, you know, take the next step. But it's just, you really have to learn to balance things, because it can get very in this like kind of trap of just being like, oh, like I'm not active enough and there's everyone else is doing all this shit and I'm just like taking courses and yeah. But yeah.
You don't want to like keep looking at other people and seeing what they do and then comparing yourself. It's a very toxic thing. It is, I view it the exact same way as like not getting sleep, because because then you're becoming your own enemy and your own wall and you can't get past it. So like, always be happy for the next person and always like believe in yourself and what abilities that you can do, because you're that person and nobody else could be you.
So media you focus on, and that's really something that if you're interested, you should definitely look into.
Thank you. So Jen had a question about, like, because they noted there's an RTA and LA course. So do the profs and the curriculum, you know, talk about media in the US as well as the UK and other countries, or do you feel that the curriculum kind of stays in Canada and Canadian media?
Yes, I think it very much depends on the course. What you learn a lot, again, is how we talked about media is very business and very money dominant. So you need to know kind of where money comes from. The United States, you'll always kind of be told is that that's just the power hub. It's, you know, of course, Los Angeles. Courses like business of producing and creative industries course like global licensing and distribution. Those talk a lot about Canadian, international, American. I think like RTA and LA for sure. It's predominantly just based in going to the United States. And I know there's a couple of us on here that are quite salty that we weren't able to go this year, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
With that, I'm just going to say one more time, thank you so much to the fourth years coming out and like giving your time today. First years appreciate it so much. We're going to be posting this online as well, if that's okay with you, so that more first years can reach it for those that can't make it. And yeah, thank you so much again. It really means the world in your helping make Frosh like just so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye everyone. Have fun.
Oh,